Hi, it's Michelle Nesky, the Posh PA, and today I'm going to talk about starting a business as a PA. It may not be something that you've thought about, or maybe it is something you've thought about and you've had it in the back of your mind, or maybe you're wondering what kind of business you can start as a PA. I'm going to review all of those things today and give you a little bit of history on how I started my business as a PA. All right, but before I get into it, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button because I'm here every single week dropping new videos on not only how to get into PA school, but how to be a successful student and a fulfilled practicing PA. Okay, so you may be wondering, Michelle, I became a PA. I love being a clinician. Why on earth would I want to start my own business? Well, I can tell you that in my years as a PA, which will kind of creeping up towards 20 years now of being a PA, I have experienced myself symptoms of healthcare burnout. And if you don't know what they are, symptoms of healthcare burnout can be exhaustion, perpetual fatigue, compassion fatigue, cynicism, a feeling like you are undervalued or not recognized at your job. And these things can really lead to poor mental and physical health, okay? And they can occur for a number of reasons. Obviously, the supply and demand in the healthcare profession is somewhat imbalanced at this moment in time. And so there's a lot of patients with not a lot of providers. And so sometimes we can really feel like we're overworked or that there's demands on our time and our energy from the healthcare system. I know for me, that was a big issue right after I had my daughter, but then again, more recently, about a year and a half ago after the pandemic. Now, you might be saying, well, Michelle, you went into this career, why you don't love it anymore? No, actually, I love being a PA and I love practicing medicine and I love interacting with patients. But what I didn't love were the demands of the healthcare system on my time and energy and schedule. And just being completely honest with you, I really struggled with being home enough and being present for my daughter. I struggled with not really connecting with my patients anymore the way I did before, and more so looking at my watch, seeing when I could kind of move on to the next patient or end my day. I have a husband who's a surgeon, so we both work in healthcare, and we were both really feeling those stressors of more and more patients in less and less time with less and less support. And unfortunately, the healthcare system as it is right now in 2023 is really struggling with that balance, and it's affecting providers and even medical students and PA students from going into this healthcare profession. And we know that we need healthcare providers, and we chose this profession for a number of reasons. And so there's a lot of guilt and shame that can come into thinking, wow, did I make the right decision going into medicine, particularly when you're in the midst of those feelings of burnout, as I so well know, right? But I'm here to kind of talk to you about building a business as a PA as an outlet to this. And the reason why I say that is because for me, the traditional paths of success in medicine were often laid out for me in terms of going into different professional arenas, whether that be healthcare administration, education, research, something like that, the pharmaceutical industry. Those were all kind of accepted successful paths for a healthcare provider who wanted to move out of clinical medicine and into something a little bit different. And I have actually been in healthcare administration as a manager and a supervisor. I've been an adjunct professor at a PA program. And so I've done a lot of these different pathways. And I just felt that they were all still really, really tied to a healthcare system having more demands on my time. And so I thought to myself, what can I do that would allow me more freedom and flexibility while I can still create an income for me and my family and really design the schedule and life that I want? And if you would have asked me many years ago if I would have started a business, I would have said, you're crazy. And I didn't come into this with the idea that I was going to be starting this business that I would be doing a majority of my time from home. But I've got to be honest with you, I started it and I fell in love with it. And I continue to grow and expand the Posh PA brand because there are other ways to help people outside of clinical medicine. And I think it's important to talk about them. So let me talk a little bit about the business that I created at the Posh PA, but then also a little bit about opportunities that you might be able to create for yourself, depending on what your interests and hobbies are. Now, with that being said, I still do practice clinical medicine 1 to 2 days a week in an oncology practice, which I absolutely love because I chose to do that because I really enjoy my career as a PA and I like taking care of patients, but I kind of just wanted to do it on my own terms. And after years of working hard in my business, I am now able to do that and have the best of both worlds. Okay, I know I'm getting on a tangent here, but I've had a lot of students say to me, I'm scared about going into the healthcare profession because of all these people in burnout. I wouldn't be scared, I'd be empowered. It takes a little bit of hard work, but you can create the healthcare career you want with flexibility and income if you say yes to the right opportunities. All right, so I started the Posh PA in 2019 after helping a couple of students locally get into their PA programs by helping them with their personal statement, really relearning about the admissions process on how to get into PA school, and really thinking back to myself like, wow, I never had anyone like me helping me through this PA school application process. And I had 0 people in my family that had any knowledge of the medical arena, the medical field, PA, MD, none of it. So I felt very alone in this process. And so being able to help just those few students that I was working with and locally was so rewarding to me that I was like, I want to do this more. I want to do this more. And basically I started helping referrals from friends and family and students that really wanted some guidance. And I started to realize that this really could be something, and it was really something that was a nice complement to what I was already doing as a clinical PA. Now, in just a few years, my business has really grown, and I did not have any business background, 0. I had also 0 social media. I know that's hard for you to believe if you look at my social media channels now, but I had none of it, okay? So I had to learn this from scratch, from the ground up. Now there are so many amazing ways to learn how to build your own business, and I can help you do the same. So I started this business in 2019. I now have multiple PA coaches who work with me on my team around the country. And we not only help pre-PA students get into PA programs through a variety of services and groups and courses, but we also help students who are navigating academic strategy, maybe struggling in PA school or having a hard time passing their boards. And we can help practicing PAs as they transition into their new careers or even deal with healthcare burnout. And I have expanded the Posh PA to include health and fitness coaching. That has always been just a passion of mine as an athlete from high school and just somebody that's always been very active in my life and career. When I was experiencing healthcare burnout, that was the first thing to go out the window. I stopped prioritizing my health and I really started engaging in some habits that were not good for me, mentally and physically. And so I decided to sort of include a health coaching component within the Posh PA because it is so important to teach the next generation of future providers of the importance of prioritizing their health and fitness above any others. Because let's be honest, we cannot take care of others unless we are first taking care of ourselves. And when we do that and we prioritize our health and wellness, we build confidence, we build a strong mindset, we build healthy, strong bodies that are going to allow us to work sometimes longer hours, right? But the most important thing is really just remembering that our own wellness and our own health is just as important as the patients that we take care of. And that is something that I really want to instill in the next generation of PAs and healthcare providers so that we can minimize this burnout crisis that is happening in the country. I decided that I could not wait for the healthcare system to change and that I had to change something for myself. And taking a non-traditional path was one of those ways that I was really able to do that in starting my own business. Now, starting the health and fitness side of this business has been super fun for me because it's a really different aspect. It's not totally tied to being a PA. I partner with an amazing company that I use their fitness platform and all their nutrition programs and supplements so that I'm able to also earn income in that way, help people with their health and fitness, and really make an impact on the next generation and current generation of practicing providers to really be able to start gaining that flexibility and income to create this life and schedule that they want and minimize burnout. So if you've thought about creating a PA related business or a health and fitness coaching business, or maybe you're somebody that's really interested in crafting or DIY and you have, interest in starting a business around that. There are so many different avenues that you can pursue. It takes a little hard work, it takes some mentorship, and it takes time, but you can build a business as a PA. I am the CEO, owner of the Posh PA LLC. And so you can have an LLC, you can have an S Corp. There are a lot of different ways to build a business on your own. I love mentoring other people to help them build, businesses as a PA. As whether that is a PA run business or a health and fitness run business, those are two of my passions. But there are also so many opportunities out there. If you're looking to start a business, drop a comment. Maybe I can connect you with somebody depending on what area you're looking for. And again, it does take some education of yourself on how to run a business and how to start it. But I can tell you that once you do it, and if you're part of my coach mentorship, especially my health and fitness coaching mentorship, I basically tell you how to do this and set this up from day one. And so you're not in it alone. And so if that's something you're interested in, please drop a comment on this video or reach out to me on any of my social media channels. I can talk to you more about that. Now, you may be asking too, can I open up my own practice as a PA? Well, I do have another YouTube video on that. You can open a practice as a PA in some states in the United States. So you have to check your state law and requirements. You will have to have a physician collaborator most of the time. So if you haven't watched that YouTube video that I did a podcast talking to an aesthetic PA out in California who started her own business with a physician partner. I live in South Carolina. I know many PAs that have started their own clinics and businesses here in collaboration with a physician as well. So important to look into that if starting a clinic or owning your own practice is something that you're looking into. Definitely check out that YouTube video and podcast. For me, I wanted something that was allowing me to sort of help people, in the healthcare profession, whether that's getting into PA school or helping them, earn an income to gain flexibility so you can really craft the healthcare career that you want. And again, like I said, right now I work, 1 or 2 days a week clinically, and then I work my business the rest of the time from anywhere, anytime. So when my kid is sick and she has to be home, I can be here. When Dave's working late and I have to get her from somewhere, I can do it. I don't have to move patients around. I don't have to do any of that because I've worked really hard to build this over the last couple of years. And so I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about my story and my journey into starting this amazing platform and business that I'm growing and expanding into other regions of interest that really bring passion and fire to my heart. So if you're interested in learning about my new coach mentorship, please drop a comment, contact me on social media at michelle.theposhpa, and we could talk about it some more. I will definitely be talking about this topic more on this channel.